This thing on. Hello there. I'm Metal Millennial, and my real name is. You don't need to know that now. I decided to introduce myself. Why I'm here, what's the goal of this channel, what you can expect from me. So, who am I? For starters, it's important to say that I'm from Bulgaria, and part of the reason that I made the channel is connected to my home country. But the main reason, let's start with the main reason. Why I'm on YouTube? I'm on YouTube because I want to escape architecture. This is what I have graduated in from university. It's my profession, and I don't want to do it anymore. And I don't want to be on the labor market anymore. Like, isn't that why we're all here on YouTube? Well, that, and also for fun, because really we can do other things to escape the labor market. Some of them outside the law. Breaking the law. Others maybe were not suitable for that, or too ashamed. Anyway, my second reason for being here is wanting to present my home country in a different light than what you might have heard about it online or from mainstream media, if you've ever heard about it at all. Chances are, if you're European, you know where I'm from. Maybe you're a neighbor country. Maybe you're from Western Europe, but still, chances are you've heard about it. But if you're from anywhere else around the world, maybe Bulgaria is not a country that you know about, that you can locate on the map, and that's fine. Like, I am aware that we are not a global superpower, but contrary to what a lot of people here think, we do have what to be proud of. And I want to show this to the world in my own way, of course, through music, through comments about life. I will get a bit political, mostly by mocking politics and certain politicians, mocking certain trends, and incorporating my recently acquired interest in politics from the last few years into my long-term musical interests. And other topics, of course, like I do care about sports, I do care about science. That's also why I'm speaking in English, not in Bulgarian, because my target audience is not people from my country who mostly know about the things that I'm going to show and the music that I'm going to play. But also because I want to reach a larger audience for monetary reasons.
Here comes the money. Here we go. Money talk. Here comes the money.
So the instruments that I play two instruments. The first one is called Gadulka. I'll write somewhere on the screen the name of the instrument in Bulgarian and in English. Gadulka is a Bulgarian folk instrument. It's a string and bow instrument. And my second instrument is guitar. Anyway, you're probably aware of the political compass. Brief introduction to it. We have the economic axis, left-right, and we have the social axis, the y-axis. which ranges from libertarian to authoritarian. People who are economically left tend to want higher pensions, higher salaries, more help for the poor, higher taxes for the rich, progressive taxes. People who are economically right want less taxes, preferably no taxes, less involvement, preferably no involvement of the state on the market. Regarding social policies, people who are here, they want freedom for the individual, basically let people be, let them do whatever they want, don't interfere in their lives. And people who are here, in general, want to rule with an iron fist. They want less freedom for the individual, more control from the state over the individual and over the whole society. And today I'm going to offer something different. So we're going to hide the political compass. We're going to open the metal compass. And we're going to put on this metal compass the bands that I've been mostly listening to throughout the years, some of my favorite bands, in order to give you an idea of my musical taste and what you can expect from me further in the channel. Let's start with the x-axis. Instead of left-right, we have the power black metal axis. So bands who are on the left will be more towards the power metal genre. We're talking about standard tuning, fast songs, not as heavy, more melodic, shorter songs, and lyrics about dragons, elves, dwarves, etc. And the more we go to the right, the heavier it gets. The more strings we add to the guitars, the lower the tuning, the slower and longer the songs get, the more brutal the lyrics get, until we reach here, black metal. I don't think I have bands who are that far to the right, but we'll see. Maybe in the future some of them will appear here. And on the y-axis we have classic and gimmick. So classic, we have bands that are with a standard lineup, meaning drums, bass, guitars, maybe plural, vocals. That's it. The more we go up, the more we can add instruments, be that more guitars, be that folk instruments, or classical instruments, or in general something in the band presentation that makes it unique, it makes it strange even, that makes you notice the band. Whether that will be in a positive or negative way, it's up to the viewer, it's up to the listener to decide. So, let's get into it. Here are the bands. As you can see, some of them are huge names, widely popular. Others, not so much. Maybe you've heard of them, maybe not. Maybe I'll introduce you to them now. We'll see. First, here's Iron Maiden. This is, to this day, my favorite band. This is the band that got me into metal. And I started listening to them in 2007, which makes me a relatively new Maiden fan, considering that they've been around for 50 years. They celebrate 50 years as a band later in 2025. And I got introduced to them in 2007 with the song Different World, which is a song from their 2006 album Matter of Life and Death. Since then I've seen them live 3 times. First time in Bulgaria, second time in Romania, third time in Spain. And each concert was better than the last one. And I'm very happy that I managed to see them in 2023, because this was the last tour that Nick McBrain had with the band, which we didn't know at the time. Maybe even he didn't know it. And I had to make it on the tour because they played Alexander the Great for the first time live on that tour. And me being a folk musician, I just had to hear the solo of that song, which is Ensiferum, which is Rachenica, which is a Bulgarian folk dance. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to cover that solo in a future video. So let's position Iron Maiden on the metal compass. Where are they on the power black scale? Well, they are typical heavy metal. Now I would put them close to the middle. But maybe they're a bit heavier than the absolute middle. I don't know. What about the classic gimmick? So I would say classic heavy metal, but I wouldn't put them all the way here because they have a bit of a gimmick. So they have a classic lineup instrument wise, even though with the 3 guitars it's kind of a unique thing that you don't see in every band. And we do have a bit of a gimmick with Eddie walking around the stage left and right and having fights with Bruce Dickinson. So again, this brings them towards the middle. Maybe even they would go more towards the gimmick side. So they have a classic sound, but they do have a gimmick. So I would put them in the center, but a bit towards the gimmick side. Next, let's go with Black Sabbath. Yeah, maybe let's get the bigger bands first, in order to get an idea. Also, I reserve my right to move any of those bands in any direction when I compare it with another band and I decided they are heavier or more gimmicky or more classic than whatever other band I'm more sure of the positioning of. Now let's go to Black Sabbath. According to many people, the first metal band that launched the genre. They should also be smack dab in the middle. How much of a gimmick are they? Like, I would say a bit less than Iron Maiden. A bit less on the gimmick side, more to the classic side. On the power black scale, they are not power metal at all. They have been labeled doom metal, so I would put them 0.5 this way, and yeah, more to the classic sound. Classic, but I'll probably put them somewhere. But what would be here regarding classic and gimmick? Maybe the Peoples. Okay, let's put Black Sabbath somewhere here, but they're way more classic. And a bit further to the right than Iron Maiden. Are they heavier than Iron Maiden? I wouldn't say so. I'll put them in the middle here. They're as heavy as Maiden. Maiden should go a bit more to the right. Half a step to the right. They are heavier than the absolute middle. Let's put Black Sabbath in the absolute middle here and more to the classic side. Let's go with Metallica. They are heavier than Maiden and than Sabbath, so they would go somewhere here, maybe here. Classic gimmick. I don't think they have a gimmick at all. They've experimented with their sound over the years, but they have a 4-man lineup. Nothing too extraordinary with the instruments. Nothing too extraordinary with the presentation. I would put them on the same level, classic sound as Black Sabbath, but definitely heavier. Megadeth. Megadeth do have a bit of a gimmick. Similar to Iron Maiden, they do have a mascot. Vic Rattlehead was his name, I believe. So I would put them at the same gimmick level as Iron Maiden, but the same heaviness level as Metallica, which would make a lot of people angry. But if I put them more to the right, I would make a lot of people angry as well. If I put them more to the left, I would make a lot of people angry as well. So I will just do whatever I want and position them as I feel. I do believe that Megadeth are a bit heavier than Metallica. I started listening to both Megadeth and Metallica around the same time. Actually, my first metal concert was Sonic Sphere 2010, and I saw both live on the same show. This was a huge day. It was raining. There was a hailstorm in Sofia on that day. I believe it was June 22nd, 2010. It was supposed to be the hottest day of the year, but there was hail. And exactly when Megadeth came out, they were second in line. So first it was Anthrax, then Megadeth, Slayer, and Metallica were the headliners. And it was my first metal show. It was my first time seeing any band live. I was a Metallica fan at that time. I had started listening to them in 2008 after I decided that I like heavy metal. After being a Maiden fan already, started getting into Metallica. And then when the time for the concert came, I knew I had to see Metallica live, and I also wanted to introduce myself to the other bands. I wanted to know at least a song or two from each band, so I started listening to Megadeth. And over the years after this show, I started getting more acquainted with their discography, more so than the other two bands from the Big Four. But don't expect me to play the solo of Tornado of Souls anytime soon. Not on guitar, not on the Dulca. Maybe I should try it just for giggles. I don't know. So I would put Megadeth. Yeah, heavier than Maiden, a bit heavier than Metallica. Gimmick wise, similar to Iron Maiden. Because of the mascot. Maybe because of the lyrical lyrics a bit higher, but I'm not so big on lyrics anyway, so let's leave them here for now. What should we go with next? Let's try some power metal. DragonForce. Let's get DragonForce. So DragonForce are definitely somewhere here. So they are as power metal as it gets. Started listening to them again, I would say 2008. Of course, by that point, Through the Fire and Flames had already been gathering some steam online. And of course, this was the first song that I heard from them, I was immediately hooked. Just the solos, the energy. It's a great fun band to listen to. Haven't seen them live. Maybe I will someday. They've also had quite a few lineup changes. When I started listening to them, they had different vocalists from who they have today. Okay, how far are they on the power metal stage? All the way at the end? Wait, nothing is all the way at the end. Let's say they are 9. Let's say they are 9. Maybe, okay, maybe 8. Let's say they are 8. And where are they on the classic gimmick? Huh. I would say classic lineup, not much of a gimmick with them. Well, some of their music videos are kind of weird, but I don't know. I would put them more on the classic side. There are power metal bands, including in my list, who have more of a gimmick, so DragonForce are more on the classic side. And let's go again with power metal, but a band that's definitely way up on the gimmick side, Brothers of Metal. Are they heavier than DragonForce? Yeah, I would say so. How much heavier are they than DragonForce? Not much, so I would position them between Maiden and DragonForce comfortably. And they are way up on the gimmick side. They are way up. They are taking the piss out of metal and doing this for fun, and as a byproduct, because they're great musicians, they have become actually a very well-liked European band, and I would be glad to see them live. It's one of the newer bands, so I discovered them, I would say, in 2017. Prophecy of Ragnarok. This was the first song that I heard from them. So now we have a range in the power metal genre. So we can position Sabaton, because they are labeled as power metal, but I don't really think so. They are heavy metal for me. They are heavier than Iron Maiden. So I would position the same level of heaviness as Metallica, Megadeth, maybe the same level as Megadeth. Yeah, same level as Megadeth. And way up on the gimmick side. Then they don't have as strong gimmicks as Brothers of Metal. They're more serious, is what I'm trying to say. They have a strong gimmick, that war metal. If there was a separate genre, it should be war metal, and it's only Sabaton. Like, they have tanks on stage, flamethrowers, they wear camouflage. Joachim Bodom has freaking diamond plate chest armor. So they have a strong gimmick, not as strong as Brothers of Metal, but still way up there. What is this? An 8? Yeah, an 8. 8 on the gimmick side. Like Brothers of Metal, they are 9. And what? 3 on the heavy side. On the power black scale. Well, they're far from the black metal, but they are heavier than Maiden and Sabbath. And then Metallica, I would say. When did I start listening to Sabbath? 2010? 2010, I think. And I had just missed a concert that they had in Sofia. But I've seen them live 3 times since then. Every time it was a great show. Favorite albums are, without a doubt, Carol's, Rex and Heroes. Those 2 albums are great. Not a weak song in any of them. They wrote a song about Bulgaria after 11 years of waiting. Pretty epic song. Mind-blowingly complicated guitar solo that I have no idea if I'll ever be able to play on any of my instruments. Recently Tove Englund returned to the band, which I take as good news. I liked him in the Heroes album. He joined shortly after Carlos Rex. He knows a few words in Bulgarian, which always makes for a fun joke or two that Joachim does with him on stage when they come play in Bulgaria. So I'm expecting great things from them in the near future. I'll be happy to see them live again. Let's put something more extreme on the power black axis. Children of Bodom. They used to be a top 3 band for me at some point. I started listening to them in 2010 again. Was very shocked when I found out about Alexis passing. I actually haven't listened to them much since then. Only recently I rediscovered the band, and yeah, unfortunately I didn't manage to see them live. I was about to in 2013, but I was hesitating. I had stuff in university at the time, decided that it wasn't very well financially then as well, and I just missed them. And yeah, now I regret it, but because the band doesn't exist anymore. I cannot see them live. No new Children of Bodom albums will be made in the future. But great musicians, great solos, great melodies. You know, the typical Children of Bodom melody, it has that 1 or 2 tones in the lick or in the riff that are a bit off, and makes it distinguishable, makes it great, makes it that much better. That 1 or 2 tones that are out of the scale, that the whole song or the whole lick is written in. Where are Children of Bodom on the power black scale? Well, they're the heaviest band that I regularly listen to. I wouldn't put them all the way up here, but they do have black metal influences, they do have classical influences. I'll put them somewhere here. What is this, 7? Yeah, maybe a 7. 7 out of 10 on the power black scale. Are they more of a classical gimmick? Well, they do have keyboards, so just because of that they have a bit of a gimmick, but not as much as Maiden or Megadeth, so yeah, well, keyboards. How much? Middle. No, barely noticeable above the middle. What do we have left? We have barely touched any folk metal bands. And me being a folk musician, it's a pretty big part of my music taste, even in metal. So let's take Korpiklaani, like the first folk metal band I was introduced to back in 2009. I have seen them live at least once that I can remember of. I would be happy to play with them on stage. I have no idea how I can make this happen, but I'm pretty confident in being able to learn a few of their songs. Actually, I have played a song of theirs on stage, Wooden Pints. Actually, the first song that I heard of them. It has an epic music video. If you see the video of Wooden Pints, this is YouTube in the early years, and this is what it was supposed to be. Where are Korpiklaani on the power black? Yeah, so I wouldn't classify them as a heavy band. Not as heavy as Maiden, but not as light as DragonForce or Brothers of Metal. They would be similar here, I would say. And where are they on the gimmick side as well? They would be somewhere here, maybe a bit higher. Well, they do have a violin, they do have an accordion, but they're not as gimmicky as Sabaton, like our brothers of metal. I would put them here. Unlike the next folk metal band that I was introduced to, and I've seen live, again at least once, and again I started listening to them in 2009, Eluveitie. This is how you read this name, Eluveitie. They're from Switzerland. They have a hurdy-gurdy, and this is a staple of their brand. They've changed a few hurdy-gurdy players, they've changed a few violin players over the years. They have heavy guitars, so I would say they are they heavy? They're definitely heavier than all of those bands here, except for Children of Bodom. I'm hesitant if they're heavier than Bodom. They are folk death metal. If Korpiklaani are folk power or folk heavy, Eluveitie are folk death, so they are... Are they as heavy as Bodom? Maybe yeah, but they have more of a gimmick. Do they have more of a gimmick than Korpiklaani? Yeah, because of the hurdy-gurdy. Do they have more of a gimmick than Sabaton? No. So I will stop them here. So they are 7 on the heaviness axis and 7 on the gimmick axis. We have a power metal band left. Where would Blind Guardian be? I actually started listening to them by accident, because I received the Blind Guardian t-shirt as a gift by people who didn't really know what I listened to. Well, they knew that I like metal, but they didn't know all the bands that I listened to, and it was kind of early on, so at that point it was probably still Maiden and Metallica. And I received the Blind Guardian t-shirt and I was like, who are these people? I googled them. I found the song Mirror Mirror. Great song, I thought to myself. Then I found the Bard song. I may or may not have tried listening to the Bard song. I may or may not have tried singing it. That's beside the point. Where are they on the power black axis? They are power metal. They are less heavy than Maiden. Heavier than Korpiklaani, I would say. Very close to the middle, so I will put them here just so the circles don't collide. They are close to Maiden on the power black axis. They don't have much of a gimmick. So from the power metal bands, they are as classic as it gets. I would probably position them the same level of Black Sabbath, maybe even more of a classic sound and lineup. They do have keyboards. They do have keyboards, but the keyboards alone made Bodom a bit over the middle. And Bodom with their heavy guitars and their classical influences, and well, it doesn't bring them close to the classic, because we're talking about classic heavy metal, and taking classical music and incorporating into the heavy metal does not really... You get the point. It brings a bit of gimmickness to it. But Guardian have a classic sound. We'll leave them here for now. We have 4 bands left. 2 of them are folk metal, like half folk metal, folk death I would say. One is heavy metal, and one is pirate metal, self-labeled pirate metal. Let's start with Trooper. Trooper is a Romanian band that I started listening to in 2019. I learned about their existence from spending some time in Bucharest. So, the story with Trooper. I was working in a workshop in Bucharest. They had Rock FM on in the workshop, and every single day 3 songs were on. Tarka Munții by Trooper, Somn Bizar by Iris, and Mesticanish by Bukovina or Bukovina. I have no idea where the stress is. I asked one of my colleagues, what name of this song that's going on right now? While Tarka Munții was while the Trooper song was going on. And he told me, oh, the band, right. I asked him for the name of the band actually. What's the name of this band? He told me Trooper. And when I heard that, being a Maiden fan, I knew immediately where their inspiration is from. And listening to the song actually, you could hear that it's classic heavy metal. I didn't understand the words of what they were singing about, but gradually I learned some Romanian, and from listening to them later in 2019 and in 2020 especially, when the lockdown started, and I had a bit of a rough period then, actually a lot of a rough period, and this band's music helped me a lot, helped me retain my sanity to the best of my ability. They recorded some of their songs from isolation, so everyone recorded their bits separately and they posted them on YouTube, and they had acoustic versions which were great to listen to. I've seen them live once after the lockdowns, after we were able to travel freely. Went to Bucharest specifically to see them live. We'll be happy to see them again. We'll be very glad to play with them on stage. They have a folk metal epic called Radocini de Dor. It's an 18-minute long song. It's their version of Empire of the Clouds. For people who like Iron Maiden, I would definitely recommend to give Trooper a listen. Even if you don't understand the words from the lyrics, it doesn't matter. It's great music anyway. So Tarka Munții, Radocini de Dor, Dolaroți is to name a few of their songs. You will see them. They will be some of the top suggestions when you Google. You have to Google Trooper Romania or anything to related to the band to show up. Otherwise, just Iron Maiden song that the Trooper will show up. So where are they on the Power Black axis? They are as heavy as Maiden, heavily inspired by them. Where are they on the gimmick axis? Wouldn't say that they have much of a gimmick. Classical sound, classic heavy metal sound. Maybe even more so than Sabbath and Metallica. Close to Guardian, maybe even more than Guardian. Wait a minute, they have a third guitar. Huh. I will put them a bit below Maiden. They don't have a mascot, so yeah, they're here, but as heavy as Maiden. Okay. Ensiferum. Where would I position a folk melodic death metal band? Basically the folk metal version of Children of Bodom, but they're not as heavy. They're more gimmicky, yeah, because of the folk metal influences, but they're not into Korpiklaani territory. They don't have folk instruments. Haven't seen them live. Don't remember when I was first introduced to them, probably around 2010, 2011. Yeah, they would be somewhere here. Okay, Dalriada, folk metal from Hungary. When did I discover them? 2012, 2012, 2013. Haven't seen them live. Would be glad to see them live. Just they don't come to Bulgaria, so I should travel to them. Similar to Trooper or Brothers of Metal, like smaller bands, more of a niche market for them. Trooper they sing in Romanian, Dalriada sing in Hungarian. If I do know a bit of Romanian, having learned most of it from listening to Trooper, having like being able to sing along to some of their songs. With Dalriada, I don't have that luxury. Hungarian is too difficult for me. I have no idea how to pronounce the words. While in Romanian, I know how to read. I know how to read in Romanian. I have a friend from Romania who helped me a lot with this, but I don't know anyone from Hungary. Still, it will be fun to see Dalriada live. Where are they on the power black scale? So they are folk metal, similar to Korpiklaani, I would say. They do have some growling vocals, they have female and male vocals. On the gimmick side, what folk instruments do they have? They have a violin. Do they have a violin? Okay, not as gimmicky as Korpiklaani, but the same level of heaviness. Yeah, I'm comfortable positioning them here. And for dessert, Alestorm, pirate metal from Scotland. 2009 was when I was introduced to them. What was the name of the song? I used to play it on stage even. This was before they got very weird, before they got very gimmicky, so I would position this somewhere here on the gimmick side. As high as Brothers of Metal, yeah. Probably the highest on the list, even a bit higher. Are they as heavy as them? No, I wouldn't say. They have a keyboard, they don't have folk instruments, but they're heavy on the gimmick, just lyric-wise, presentation-wise. Music videos are as weird as it gets. But how heavy are they? Well, they're not as heavy as Maiden or Trooper, related to Guardian. No heavier Elestorm. Same level as Korpiklaani, yeah, they're here. They're here, and I should make sure they're a bit higher than Brothers of Metal. Yeah. The highest on the list, gimmick-wise. Definitely. Haven't seen them live. But I would like to. Yeah, they come to Bulgaria, just I didn't make the effort to go to them. So I guess now I should find them in some country. Yeah, I should find them in some country. And this concludes my list. Am I okay with it? Are you okay with it? Let me know in the comments. Also, let me know if you'd like me to make a similar list for other bands that I haven't listened to. Recommend me some of your favorite bands. What do you think about my favorite bands? Which band got you into metal? Would you like me to take the original political compass, this one right here? I have taken it like 2020, early 2020, and I was like libertarian or authoritarian, I was smack dab in the middle, left, right, I was 0.5 to the right. No, and I consider myself a centrist, so I would say that the compass labeled me pretty accurately at the time. 5 years later, would I say that I have changed significantly in order for the test to put me further left or further right or further up or down? I don't know. Again, tell me in the comments if you'd like me to take the political compass. Even though this is a music channel, but we can do whatever we want. So this is it for now. I will say it, like and subscribe, help me escape architecture, help me escape the labor market, and see you soon. I haven't come up with an outro as of now. Živi zdravi. Ajde.